Hello, lovelies. You know that shocking moment when everyone is waiting for an explosion, bracing themselves for noise and drama, only for the person at the center of it all to surprise everyone with calmness. That was the exact twist Morris gave. The pressure around him was building up, fans were convinced he would lose his patience and fire back at the constant whispers. But then he chose peace instead of feeding the flames. That unexpected turn left everyone stunned. He didn't just speak, he sent a message with his calmness. People could see strength in the way he handled the matter. In a world where arguments often trend more than peace, he decided to walk a different path. The silence that followed wasn't empty, it was powerful, and it taught people that calmness can shake louder than chaos. That decision to avoid drama showed his character in a way that words alone could not. Sometimes all it takes is a little scene to turn the whole internet upside down. That's what happened with Sonia and Morris when behind-the-scenes clips surfaced. They were only carrying out their work, sharing normal acting moments, yet people started reading meanings into it. What should have been seen as teamwork quickly became a storm of rumors. A smile here, a laugh there, and fans concluded there was romance brewing. The speed at which people turned it into gossip was wild. Instead of seeing professionals at work, many turned the clips into stories of something deeper. But in reality, it was all acting. Sonia and Morris were simply showing chemistry on set, the kind that makes a movie feel real. Yet, fans held onto those little clips and spun them into endless discussions. It became clear how quickly behind-the-scenes content can be misread, creating questions that were never part of the truth. When Morris finally decided to address the whole noise, people thought he would come out swinging, maybe even throw Sonia into the middle of the fire. But he shocked everyone with the exact opposite. Instead of tearing her down, he openly praised her. He made sure people understood his respect for her, not just as a colleague but also as a professional in her field. That kind of response was different, especially because people expected drama. His choice of words showed restraint, wisdom, and maturity. He cleared the air without making Sonia look bad, and that was what caught everyone's attention. It takes a certain kind of strength to address rumors while still uplifting the person linked to them. He handled it in a way that left no room for misinterpretation. People admired that his focus was not on fueling the gossip but on standing firm with respect and dignity. At first, Morris's silence confused almost everyone. They thought maybe he was avoiding the matter because he had no defense. But as time passed, the silence started to look different. Fans began to realize it was not weakness at all, it was pure strategy. He was simply waiting for the right time when the truth could be heard without being drowned by noise. And when that moment finally came, his words landed perfectly. That silence created a suspense that made people eager to hear from him, and when he eventually spoke, it all became clear. Imagine holding back your thoughts for such a long period while people throw assumptions around. That takes strength, patience, and confidence. And in the end, it worked in his favor. His silence became a story of its own, teaching that sometimes waiting is the most powerful way to win. You know what caught fans even more? The way Morris carried himself through body language. He didn't have to speak much because his gestures were doing the talking. People paid close attention to the way he moved, the way his eyes shifted, and even the calmness in his posture. Every little thing seemed to have meaning. His silence wasn't just about words, it was backed up by subtle expressions that kept people glued. Some said his calm stance made them feel like he had everything under control, even without a single sentence. Fans were dissecting those tiny actions, saying they revealed more than any interview could. It was almost like he was telling a whole story without moving his lips. That kind of composure isn't common, and it added more weight to the mystery around him. His body spoke loudly, and everyone heard it. Sonia's joy whenever she was around Morris added a whole new twist that fans could not ignore. She appeared so natural, so comfortable, and that brought out a side of Morris people hadn't seen before. The way he relaxed around her, the way their moments looked effortless, sparked curiosity. People began to wonder if there was more to their connection, even though it was simply two people sharing genuine joy. What stood out most was how different he seemed in her presence. Fans are used to seeing him in serious moods or composed roles, but with Sonia, there was this lighter version of him that surfaced. That shift alone kept people talking. It wasn't forced, it wasn't staged, it was just natural interaction, and that was why it caught attention. The connection looked real, and fans couldn't stop asking questions. The most surprising part of the entire situation was how silence itself became the strongest voice. Usually, when people stay quiet, the noise around them fades. But with Maurice, it was the complete opposite. His silence created a story that grew bigger than any statements he could have made. Fans turned his quietness into endless discussions. They said the silence was speaking, that it had its own depth. And that's rare because most times silence ends a conversation, but this one extended it. People couldn't stop wondering what his next move would be. Every day of silence only added more weight to the eventual words he spoke. It turned into a suspense that kept everyone watching closely, almost like waiting for the next scene of a movie. His quietness told a tale that words couldn't carry. Everyone expected Maurice to fuel the fire when the rumors became too much. People thought he would eventually give in and let emotions take over. But the opposite happened again. He chose calmness over chaos. Instead of adding to the mess, he turned the entire situation into proof that strength is not always about shouting. His decision to hold back, even when provoked, showed a different kind of power. And that shocked people more than anything else. They couldn't understand how he managed to resist the pressure to react in anger. That calmness was what set him apart. It showed that he wasn't controlled by outside noise, but rather by his own sense of peace. And that kind of strength isn't easy to find. He made people realize that true power lies in keeping your balance when everyone else expects you to fall. When clips of Sonia and Morris surfaced, people were so quick to conclude. A few close moments, some natural smiles, and the internet was already convinced there was romance. But that was far from the truth. It was just acting, yet fans ran with their own stories. This only showed how much influence both of them have, because if it were anyone else, those clips might have been ignored. Instead, people picked them apart, looking for hints that weren't there. It became clear how easy it is for the public to twist behind-the-scenes interactions into something bigger. Sonia and Morris weren't trying to prove anything, they were just professionals sharing a screen. But because of their undeniable chemistry, fans refused to see it for what it really was. They wanted more, and so the rumors grew louder. Morris's approach stood out. The silence, the body language, the calmness, and the carefully chosen words all combined to create a lasting picture. It wasn't just about what he said, but about how he carried himself through it all. Every step he took added something to the story, whether it was by holding back, praising Sonia, or simply refusing to play into the noise. And that's why fans couldn't stop talking about him. His way of handling the situation became bigger than the rumors themselves. He showed that you don't always need loud reactions to make a strong statement. His actions painted a clearer image than words could ever do. By the time everything settled, it was clear his approach was what truly left people glued to the story. So guys, thanks for listening. Bye.